Hey, morning. So, let's start with the question of the day. Window or aisle seat on a plane, and why? I tend to go for the aisle on very long flights. I don't like to be boxed in. One of the few flights I would normally choose specifically choose a window seat for is the one from Svalbard from Longyearbyen to Oslo, especially the first leg. Longyearbyen to Tromsø, stunning both ways. But yeah, so question for today: window or aisle? Let me know in the comments. I just saw the saddest person in the world. So I'm at an airport hotel in Oslo, and obviously you can have an hotel with breakfast included or not. And this chap, kind of, I don't know. If you remember, what's his name? Heath Ledger had a movie called A Knight's Tale. He almost looked like Heath Ledger in that, with the hair shaved off. Adidas tracksuit pants, white socks with flip-flops, which, still not sure about that, and a t-shirt. But anyway, this chap, as I'm walking out, I can see him walking up to the lady at the front to give him his room number. And she keeps on, and she says, as I get past them, she says, no, sorry, you're not on the list. This guy's world ended. Like someone just drowned his puppy or something. It was a shame. I almost went to fetch him a sausage or something from the buffet because shame, sad. Anyway, so I flew from Longyearbyen in yesterday, and today I checked in for my flights already. So today I've got to figure out whether I actually need a PCR test or not. Because checking in, KLM is very vague. You check on websites, it's very vague. The only thing I could find that is you might need a vaccine, a PCR test if you're coming into South Africa if you don't have a vaccine certificate, which I've got. But it's all over the place. I did my PCR coming here to Norway a couple of weeks ago. Nobody looked at it. Nothing. Not a check. Nothing. If you walk around here, from the moment, even when I got to Amsterdam, from the moment you get there, COVID, nobody gives a fuck anymore. There's nothing. There's like 1 or 2 people out of 100 in the airport that actually uses a mask. But everywhere, the signs are still up. There's lines on the floor that you have to just self-distance. There are pictures everywhere with masks and how you have to wash your hands. And there's what was the one in Amsterdam was mondkapje verplicht en dankjewel. Something like that. Nobody cares. Literally, like here, nobody cares. It's like it's done. I spoke to quite a few Norwegians in Longyearbyen and then also on the tour and everything that I was on, the staff. And as far as they're concerned, this thing is over. I don't know. So one of the things I have to do is I have to figure out whether I do need PCR or antigen or whatever it is. So I'll figure that out. So I'm going to finish. I just had breakfast, coffee. This is the only reason I got this small little cup is the mugs in the room is decent, but the coffee was a bit shite. And the coffee downstairs was lovely. So I brought this up. I'm going to charge up a few things. I'm going to grab my camera and then head into town for the morning and then come back and start wrapping up all the details before my flight. I have been shooting, some of you have asked, I've been shooting the OM1, which is the new Olympus. It's the newest Olympus, which is now OM Systems. Really impressed. Really impressed. Super easy in the hand. Everything. I'm going to be doing a full review when I'm back in the office from Monday. But really good. Like, I said to someone recently on the trip, because there's 2 or 3 people who want to look at it. And I said, this is the first camera in a very long time that I would actually pay money for personally. The price point's great for what you get against bigger brands like your Canon R3, Sony A1s and stuff. It's amazing. It really is. So I'm going to take this. I'm going to take my 8-25mm, which is a 16-50 on the 4/3 system, as well as my filters, and head into town for the morning, mid-afternoon, and then come back and finish everything up. Don't know much about Oslo except that it's fucking expensive. they basically give you, whenever you buy anything, they give you a jar of Vaseline with it. Get it? Yeah, no, they don't give shit away for free here. It's quite nasty. But I did find a very cool, what's it called? Website and an app called Location Scout. And I was asking someone just before I came, I need a website of places where if I go to a scene or a city or somewhere, that I can know where the photo hotspots are. And this thing does that. So I've checked out on that. There's about 36 sites I want to try and get to today. It's not going to happen, but it's a cool thing to have. Other than that, all good. No hassles really, hey? Yesterday on the flight was strange. So on the flight back from Longyearbyen, there was only window seats right at the back, and I don't really like that. So I chose an emergency exit row. And next to me, there was an old lady and an old gentleman. And I saw them walk up. And then as they were walking up, the air hostess and the Norwegian air hostesses can be quite direct. People, it's freezing outside. Please move once you've put your baggage in the overhead compartment so the other guests can get on. They're like very strict. And so this old couple comes. Lady puts her stuff in, sits down next to me. So I'm on the aisle, she's next to me. And the old husband comes and he takes forever to take his jacket off and everything. And then he sits down. Anyway, they're French. Now, I told a story on the boat to my guests about a Russian group of clients I had many years ago, where out of 9 people, only the 14-year-old boy spoke some kind of English. The rest, here's what, jeez, brain a little bit tired still from a long trip. Here's what I don't understand. On this Russian trip I had way back, the grandmother would just fly into conversation with me and just go full-blown Russian. And the first couple of days, I'm like, I don't know what you mean. And eventually, she was speaking Russian at me, and I was speaking Afrikaans at her, because nobody knows what the fuck is going on, but let's carry on anyway. Happened again on the plane yesterday. So I sit down, and at some stage, I'm not sleeping, but I've got my cap pulled down, listening to music, and my legs are straight, because it's like under the emergency seat, there's space. And I feel movement and someone touching my leg. I'm like, hey, if this old lady is touching me, we're going to have words. Worse was the husband. He was busy climbing over me, straddling me. So as I lift my cap up, remember, for those of you that follow my newsletter, I wrote a piece about the big dilemma of the ass versus crotch debate. Like if you're in public transport or in a movie theater or in a theater and you want to move past someone, you have to decide whether you give them the ass or the crotch. It's always a difficult decision. Anyway, going back, I wake up, I lift my cap up. The French guy went with a crotch. So he's like right there. Anyway, he climbs over me and I just kind of ignore it. Cool. He comes back and he starts asking me something, but I've got music in. And he says, and very broken English, he says to me, do I want to move to the back? One of his friends would like to sit with him. So I said, no, thank you. It's cool. I put my earphones back and I put my cap down. So then how it works on the way from Longyearbyen back, you stop in Tromsø, you get off the plane, you get your luggage, you check it in, you get back on the plane. He didn't understand that. So as we stand up to get our luggage, he goes into full French with me. Full French. Je t'aime croissant, s'il vous plaît, croissant. I'm like, dude, I don't understand what you're saying. I said to him, sorry, I don't understand. He keeps going. Croissant, je t'aime, croissant, s'il vous plaît, whatever. It's my French. And I said to him again, listen, you can keep on repeating, and literally I say this, you can keep on repeating that, I still don't understand you. So the woman behind me, who's got a luggage, she bursts out into laughter and she tries to engage with conversation and say how to, and I'm just like, don't talk to me. I don't want to be, when I'm on a plane, it's my space. It's my space. Even it's small, but it's my space. So, anyway, that was interesting. But yeah, I have checked in for my flights. Getting home tomorrow. but I'm going to do some photography around Oslo. And that's it for today, I think. So getting back tomorrow, then Thursday and Friday is not going to the office. It's a bit of recoup, unpack, just breathe, exhale, and then start slowly building up to Iceland. I'm leaving next Saturday for Iceland. But we'll do more of these and see how it goes. On Monday, I will be putting out a video from the Wild Eye office in which I talk about the Iceland trip and what to expect, how to prepare for it, how to pack, like I did for Svalbard. So if some of you, my guests, are listening, I'll get that out then. Also, for those of you that wonder what it's about, it's pretty cool. I will also be doing more of this, and I will, on the OM System South Africa feed, I will also be talking about this a little bit more. Really like it. But let me get going. I've got to charge my phone, charge everything up, have a shower, and then head out. So wherever in the world you are, good morning, good evening, and good night. My name is Gerry from Wild Eye. Bye for now.